Welcome to the Sim Podcast. I'm your co-host Sirik, and I'm always joined by my co-host Ron. What up, Ron?
What's going on?
You know what we do? We talk about the National Football League on a weekly basis, including the playoffs. Ron, this is Super Bowl week.
Finally.
This is the last game of the year. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited, ready for the Super Bowl. I think it's actually going to be a pretty entertaining game. So I'm excited.
I am super duper excited. We've been doing this for 5 years, and finally, one of the teams that we're fans of is in the Super Bowl. And this was part of the magical season because nobody expected this.
Not at all.
Actually, there's a couple of homers back in Massachusetts that called it, but no one believed them, and now they're like getting their flowers. But other than that, nobody. Absolutely nobody. What are we gonna... Oh, this is, by the way, episode 149. We'll have the NHL news, NFL news. I don't know why I say NHL. NFL news. We'll have a breakdown of the teams that are playing. We'll have our prop bets if you live in Florida, because these only apply to Florida. I tried different sites and Hard Rock has a monopoly over them.
Yeah.
And then we'll end up with our Super Bowl picks. So Ron, right off the bat, Robert Kraft not in the Hall of Fame. Is this has to do with Bill Belichick? Are they entwined?
Yes.
Like they have to wait a year before they're implemented. Like, why? What did Robert Kraft do that Bill Belichick? Because the Flakegate wasn't his idea. Spygate wasn't his idea.
Doesn't matter if your idea or not.
So what? Guilty by association?
It's just like our conversation last. I can give a reason why he should be first ballot and reasons why they both should not. We talked about Bill last week.
That's fine.
Uh-huh.
But your reasons not to be first are not gonna outweigh the other reasons.
Maybe. It depends on who's voting. I don't get a vote.
9 Super Bowls, 10 Super Bowls outweighed, one scandal.
How many scandals?
One.
What is your scandal? What scandal are you talking about?
I'm talking about Spygate.
Oh, I'm thinking of other scandals, like the whole stripper situation.
That's personal. That's nothing to do with football.
You don't think they look at off the field stuff to see if you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame?
If they did that, you think those guys from the 70s and 80s will be
So where's the line then? Is Antonio Brown going to get into the Hall of Fame?
We're talking about... Did you look this up? Because he's not in the top 25.
We just had this conversation. I'm going to pull up his stats
Pull up his stats because...
He is like... Do you know he's top 10 in receptions?
Let's look at yards.
Or yards?
Let's look at yards. Because if you're talking about the whole Hall of Fame, football should be the only thing that you'd be concerned about.
Okay, so you don't think like the off the field stuff with anybody, any player, any coach, or
unless you're doing hard time with something like you kill somebody,
yeah,
that's different. But
Antonio Brown, 928 receptions, 12,291 yards, 83 touchdowns, and I'm pretty sure he has.
What is in the old time?
Let me see. I'm pretty sure he has at least 10 punt return touchdowns.
Where is the old time?
All-time receiving yards.
I want to know if he's even close.
He had like close to 13,000.
Okay, where is the old time?
All-time Antonio Brown is... Let's see. He is not top 10.
Oh, you think so?
28.
Yeah, so like I said, he wasn't in the top 25, but where is he in touchdowns, receptions? Sorry.
This probably does not say, but he's going to make the Hall of Fame. That's not even a question. Like some of the guys below him, like Michael Irvin, is 1194, 11,904 yards receiving. He's in the Hall of Fame.
But he's in the Hall of Fame.
Calvin Johnson will be in the Hall of Fame at some point.
I mean, Calvin Johnson is in the Hall of Fame.
Is he already in the Hall? Yes. That's what I'm saying. Antonio Brown has more yards than him.
So what?
So are you saying don't you think Antonio
Does he
Brown
have 9 Super Bowls?
going
That's
back,
what I mean.
Going back
Does
to
he
crap.
have 11, 12 division titles?
So both on the field and off the field determines whether you make the Hall of Fame or not. Whether you agree with it or not, that's the same for every single sport.
If you break the law, there's different levels.
It's the same for. And
If
I'm
you
not
do a
saying
felony-
I
if you do a
agree with
felony-
it. Do you hear what I'm saying? I don't say I agree
It's
with.
different
However,
than a
someone looking at
misdemeanor.
it can say, this guy, yes, he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but he was also charged,
No, because now you're inserting politics.
prosecuted,
into it.
and
Now you're
charged.
inserting politics into it.
That's not politics.
That is politics. When you're like, oh, morally, he shouldn't be in the. What? What? What are you saying?
I'm just saying there are reasons for and against, right? And I can
the
see.
reasons against are very. I don't even know why they even exist.
It's funny you were talking about scandal, and that's not the first one that you came to your mind when it comes to Robert Kraft.
Because that has nothing to do with football. Do you understand that?
I'm just saying.
You're stuck on like, oh, he got a massage more than one time. I'm feeling like this dude has 12 division titles. You see what I mean?
Well, obviously, more than one person thought it was not enough to be a first spot. You know, they're both going to get in,
No, they are, but it is a stain on the Hall of Fame.
right?
Like the voters, whoever has the more like leadway or more power, like this is something that rich people, the elites, are basically going to argue over. The other thing that I want to talk about is all these offensive, defensive coordinator hires. Then there's a lot. I didn't even write it down, but the only one that really stuck out on me was the Champagne one, the Mike McCarthy one, and the Aaron Glenn. Which one? I don't want to talk about Mike McCarthy because he just got the job, but are you giving Aaron Glenn one more chance?
I think that move that they made. I need to pull up who it is that they got, but
Frank Wright.
yeah, that basically tells me this is it. Yeah, this is only your second year, but you got a lot to fix in it. You can't win with Frank Wright, then he's probably not going to be there next season. I think I don't know what else to say. I mean, he fired his entire coaching staff. Like, the entire coaching staff was gone. They took the blame for what probably should have fell on his shoulders. So, maybe Frank Wright can bring a little bit of stability there. Who knows? But I don't know. I think the writing's on the wall with him, and it's just a matter of time, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of these hires are like, in case the head coach doesn't work out, here's a plan B.
I can see that. Right.
Yeah, so, yeah, it is what it is. I know this is like technically the dead time for the NFL, but we'll see how that shapes up. Right, let's break down these teams.
Let's
New
do it.
England and Seattle. And let's start with the offense. Let's start with the defense, and let's start with the linebackers. Where do you stand with the linebackers?
Yeah, let me just start off by saying it's a good thing I'm here. These are the reasons that I like the fact that we do these podcasts, because I have to talk some common sense into you when I looked at how you fill this out and how you're such a homer, and you could not possibly believe in the stuff that you put down on this sheet right here that I'm looking at. But defense, linebackers, that goes to Seattle without a doubt. I just think the linebacking crew, I love Spillane for the Patriots, but I just think the linebackers on Seattle are just different. They are not only fast, but they can tackle. They don't miss tackles at all, and they can just do it all. They're just, they're just so flexible in how they can be used, and they're extremely good, talented linebacking crew.
Yeah, I went with the linebackers too, because I don't think Robert Spillane is 100%, and All the other linebackers, LS, I think he's a good linebacker. Jennings is a good linebacker. But talking about DeMarcus Lawrence, talking about what else? Ernest Jones, like all these Drake Thomas, all of them are pretty good. Especially when they play the base. When they don't go nickel, they just go base. They're pretty good. So I give this one to Seattle. What about the corners?
Yeah, I'm giving it to Seattle as well. I think, the Patriots have one of the best cornerback in Gonzalez in the NFL. But outside of him, I just think collectively Seattle, the tandem, the unit of defensive backs on that team is just like way better collectively. Iminwari, I think that's how you pronounce his name, the rookie. I know he's hurt, got hurt in practice yesterday. I'm assuming he's going to play. They need him. As a rookie, he's probably, he just sets the tone, I think, for that secondary.
Yeah, they have him listed as questionable.
Yeah. And, I just think what those guys can do as far as tackling, covering, and hitting, again, I think that side of the ball belongs to Seattle, so I'm giving it to Seattle.
Well, that's where we defer because I'm going with New England corners. Like you mentioned, Gonzalez is A1. Carlton Davis could be an A1, but
stop lying.
He's not.
Stop lying.
He's getting up there in age.
You were yelling just the last game. I remember you calling out Carlton Davis. Listen, repeatedly.
If you want somebody to have a penalty a game, you can count on him. He's gonna have a pass interference, a holding call, some kind of call. But then he also had 2 picks he had a pick against CJ Stroud. He had a pick against...
Who didn't have a pick against CJ Stroud?
Obviously, Steelers didn't. They still lost. So
but still, he forced 5 turnovers, or 4 or 5, I think.
I think he picked up Herbert. Don't quote me on that, but I think he's experienced enough, but he's not the best.
Yeah.
And then after that, I like Marcus Jones in nickelback. I like the rookie they got from Cal State. I know he doesn't play cornerback. He's a safety. And
I like him too. I like Woodson.
I like the New England cornerbacks.
I like Seattle's backup cornerbacks in Woolen, for example. Even though he's the one who got burnt last week, he gave up that long play. I think skill-wise, he's so talented. And like I said, I think that's secondary. Well coached for sure, without a doubt. But I just think they got better athletes, better players, playmakers for sure.
Well, I looked at the numbers, Ron, and the Seattle secondary was not the best secondary in the NFL. They were ranked somewhere 9th.
I imagine Houston probably is, but still.
You know where the Patriots were? 2.
Don't matter.
That doesn't mean don't matter. How can you say numbers don't matter? What are you, Hall of Fame?
What I'm saying, when you look at the statistics, when it comes to defensive back, a lot has to do with how much pressure you get on the quarterback, the competition obviously that you're going against and stuff like that. So
yeah.
But talent wise, again, I think I'm leaning Seattle with the advantage there.
Okay. Next one is safeties. Where are you at with safeties?
Yeah, I'm giving that to Seattle as well. I just think they have a really decent secondary, and I think they got the advantage all along the defense.
Yeah, I gave it to Seattle as well. I think only because we have a rookie as safety, so he's not very experienced. But we'll see with those 2 corners that I really like. Even though Carlton Davis will mess up every game basically, so I give it to Seattle. What about the D-line?
Yeah, this one's close, but I gave it to the Patriots. I like Barrymore and Tonga, Milton Williams. They got some run stuffers. Seattle, on the other hand, they can stop the run. Their athletes are a lot different. They're a lot much smaller, but quicker. So it's just different style for sure. But I would give New England the advantage there.
You know who the number 1 stopping defense was?
The Patriots.
Do you know what Seattle was?
Who? Tell me who it was.
Not even top 10.
Okay. Can you tell me who Seattle played and what the average run yard per carry was for the teams they played versus what the Patriots were?
No, I think basically they didn't allow a 100-yard runner all season long.
Yeah, but you played a bunch of chumps all season long, so it's not like you went against like...
Who Seattle played? They played the same division. The same division. I think the NFC South, I think they play. Let me just look it up because I feel like something...
They did. I know they played.
Right.
I know they play the same division.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the teams that they beat. Like this vaunted defense beat Arizona, New Orleans. Oh wow, those are world beaters.
Oh,
world beaters.
Talk to me about Patriots next.
Washington, Arizona again. Tennessee, whoa. They definitely have a good runner there. This is what I mean. Is like we're talking about. Oh, the New England played a weak schedule. It's not like Seattle played a great schedule,
but they still had teams like the Rams twice, San Francisco twice. You're leaving all the
San Francisco was dominant. I feel like they had so many injuries.
Won like how many games they won? Like 13 games.
Yeah, but they had the easiest schedule behind the Patriots. So now,
Seattle had the easiest schedule. They
get respect. San Francisco gets respect, but not New England.
I first of all, as far as respect, I do think New England's defense is underrated. I do think they are much better than people give them credit for. I still think, however, that I like Seattle's defense better. It's a completely different style for sure, but they just have like extremely good athletes. And that's what I prefer, but there's no disrespect at all to the Patriots. They're in the Super Bowl. They're in the Super Bowl mostly. Well, has done well, but partially because their defense has been outstanding. So
I would say 70% defense, 30% Drake May. So let's talk about the return game then. Who do you like?
I'm definitely taking Seattle there. I mean, I know, and maybe this is more of a tie between these two groups, but Seattle, the whole reason they went out and got Shaheed is for him to come out and give their offense and the return game a spark, and that's exactly what he's done. Trying to figure out how many kicks he's returned already this season, but
the fact that you had a weak link all year and then halfway you're like, you know what, we need to get a returner.
I don't know. It wasn't so they got him because they were missing the speed on offense. That was the primary reason I think they got him. And the advantage of getting him too is because now you got a kick return that can take one to the house as well. So I think it was, it's both.
I'm going to go with New England here. Marcus Jones is a game changer. Whether it's punting, I don't think he does return kicks. I think running backs do that. Henderson and Chisholm. But listen, if we talk about great things happening in the Super Bowl, if they're punting the ball towards him, watch out. All I'm saying is watch out because he can return one. He's done it. I don't know why he was not voted into the Pro Bowl, but we already know the Pro Bowl is a sham, so it doesn't matter.
Well, am I reading this right? I'm trying to see. This year, one punt return touchdown, one kick touchdown, return touchdown for Rashid. But I mean, in his career, he's had quite a few of them.
No, that's what they got him. That's what they traded him for. But I still like Marcus Jones more. All right, let's go to the offense and let's start with the QB. Who do you like, Ron?
Yeah, I put a tie here and put some notes. So talent-wise, May is a better quarterback. He's had an MVP season. I think the future is bright. I think he's only going to improve from here on out. Trust-wise, though, just based what I've seen the last these playoffs for sure, I trust Sam Darnold more. May, I think, has 3 turnovers, I think, so far. 4 turnovers.
3, yes. he has like 6 fumbles.
Yeah.
3 of them lost, and then I think he has 3 INTs.
Yeah.
Listen.
So it's to me, what I'm saying, it's a trust thing. I think May is more talented, but as far as who I trust, then that's why I put a tie. It's a trust thing. That's all it is. But, you know, he can go out there and throw for 400 yards. It would not surprise me. But he can also go out there and have 3 turnovers, and that wouldn't surprise me either.
Of course, I'm biased, but I'm going to go with Drake May because you got to score points to win games, right? And he's done that all year round. Yes. Listen, is he going to fall? Yes, when you play the Houston defense, the Chargers defense, the Denver defense, with a snowstorm, your numbers are not going to look great. I think somebody said he's average about 180 yards.
I don't care about the passing yards. I just don't want turnovers. You know, turnovers will lose you games.
He didn't have turnovers against Denver. He had none. Of course. And that's the thing that sometimes when you don't take risks, you're not going to get rewards, right?
Right, I agree.
And I think that's what happened with Denver. Like, they told him, do not turn the ball over.
Until he did. Until he did at the end.
It was late, but he was like, hey, don't do it.
Right.
And he didn't have, I think he had like 80 yards passing total. So he didn't have a good game. But in the Super Bowl, good weather. I just like him. I like him. I like the fact that something tell me that when you blitz Sam Darnold, he goes into like some kind of, he has happy feet, basically.
Not this year. I've seen him under pressure play extremely well.
I've seen games where he has like 3-4 turnovers at a time.
And I don't know, maybe one game this year that he's had 3. Okay, I think he's only like 14 interceptions, 13 interceptions all season. What I'm saying
is like, he can have really bad games, like really bad games, and not. No, I don't know if he can pick himself up.
Yeah, I'm trying to quickly pull up the prop bets here because I was thinking about who we think is going to throw for more yards this game. I'm pretty sure it was almost even in terms of.
Wow, really?
Yeah, like 225. If I remember correctly, the projection for both of them was pretty even.
Well, while you look that up, I'm going to tell you who I had for a running back. I went with New England because the fact that Charbonnet is not going to be there, they're going to rely on Kenneth Walker. And Walker, he's like a 15 rush attempts a game, and now you're gonna bump him up to 20, 25?
Sirik.
What are you gonna say?
Kenneth Walker is better than any running back that have been on the Patriots for the past 20 plus years.
Wow. Well, we'll see.
Kenneth Walker is the real deal. Like, he is legitimately, when healthy, a top 5 running back in the NFL.
When healthy. Now there's ifs.
And he's healthy. And, you know, you would be crazy. And not that I don't think Stevenson is not for what he is asked to do, he's solid, right? Get you the hard 4 or 5 yards, get the lead, and then wear the team down to the end. He's a perfect running back. Travion, you know, he's a home run hitter, you know, and, you know, I think he still has a ways to go, to be honest with you. But, you know, Walker is just...
I'm looking at his stats. His stats don't jump out at me.
Man, you need to... I'm telling you, Walker is the real deal.
Has never had double figures in touchdowns.
Yeah.
Only twice in 4 years has he gone over 1,000. That was barely. And then I'm looking at his, you know, carries. Has never had more than 250.
They're a two running back system, but you know they definitely like their two running backs.
And now we're asking him to like carry the load.
And he's done it the last couple games.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna go with New England on this one. Even though Trayvon Henderson hasn't been great in the playoffs, I still like him to be the home run hitter. You know, that lightning and thunder thing. I like New England for this.
Going back to the quarterbacks real quick. Sam Darnold, the over-under is 233.5 yards. Drake May's 224.5. Are you surprised? I guess I'm a little bit surprised that Darnold has more.
It is surprising because if you expect 5.5 touchdowns, I think I saw that on one of the odds boards where you need to pass the ball to get those touchdowns. I just don't see it. I would definitely take the over on Sam Darnold for that 233. Where are you with the tight ends, Ron?
I chose New England here. I think at times New England needs to use their tight ends more than they have, but I'm giving them to New England.
Yeah, I'm giving it to New England too. Hunter Henry is great. Austin Hooper, he hasn't been asked to do a lot other than block, but I agree with you. They need to implement the tight ends for sure. And I think I saw an odds where if Hunter Henry scores, not one of my favorites, but it was like plus 120. So what about the wide receivers, Ron?
Seattle and Jigba is just ridiculous, and the guys behind him with Kupp and like we talked about Shaheed and what he can do with his explosiveness. I think it's Seattle by a landslide.
Yeah, I went with Seattle as well. However, it's hard to compare because what Seattle has is home run hitters, right?
Not in Jigba. Jigba is just like
he's a home run hitter. He can go deep. He can go short. He can, as soon as he has the ball, he can take it to the house. I think he's a home run hitter. New England doesn't have a home run hitter. I think this is a different breed of receivers. Does that mean that they're better? No, absolutely. I think Seattle has better receivers. And Kupp has a chip on his shoulder, right? He was like, hey, they wanted, Los Angeles Rams wanted me to retire. So he has a chip on his shoulder. What about the O-line?
Seattle. I think they have one of the best O-line in the NFL. That's why they're there. So I'm taking Seattle.
Yeah, I went with Seattle as well. Obviously, we have two rookies on the left side, and they're struggling right now. They are struggling right now. What about special teams?
I gave that a tie. Like I said, I think both the return folks are good. As far as coverage, New England's well coached. I know that for sure. I think Seattle's been pretty decent there as well.
Yeah, special teams, I went with New England only because Schooler has been playing really, really well, especially in punt coverage. And we just talked about having Marcus Jones. I think those two players make a difference. What about the kickers?
I gave it to Seattle. Myers is good. You got a rookie, right? As your kicker. But to be honest, when it comes to the Super Bowl, it just takes one miss, right? And even it could be like an extra point. You just don't know. So it's probably closer to a tie, but I'm giving Seattle the advantage.
Yeah, I'm also going with Seattle because Borregales, he just came out of Miami. He's been pretty good actually after a terrible start, but I'm going to go with the experienced kicker here. I didn't write this down, Ron, but what about coaches?
Yeah, I was thinking about that on the way here. I think this is what makes this game closer and brings the spread, draws it in. Because to me, again, I had Seattle for most of these. And Seattle, to me, is the better team. But as far as coaching, and not to say anything against Seattle coaches, I think they're really good. But I think New England has an advantage there with Vrabel, with your coordinators. So I would give that to New England. And coaching by itself, by the way, can win you games, even if you don't have as much talent. So, I think New England has a huge advantage there.
Yeah, I agree. I think coaches, the fact that Mike Vrabel, Josh McDaniels, and I guess Terrell Williams is going to make some kind of appearance, but he's not going to coach. He's just there, emotional support, I guess. But John Kroon, I think is his name, has been doing an excellent job with the defense this year. So I'm going to go with New England. Okay, Ron, these are just prop bets that we like. Doesn't mean that they're going to win you any money. And I put in only in Florida because the Hard Rock and they have the Monopoly. So here you go. Ron, who are your top three that you like?
My top three prop bets. So Seattle, New England over under is 44.5. at minus 110. I think this is going to actually, as good as these defenses are, I think there's going to be some explosive plays. In the pass game, in special teams as well. Like you were saying, I think someone might return a kick, whether it's Jones or Shaheed, we'll see. So give me that to go over 44.5. I got Cooper Kupp with the over at 3.5 catches. That's at plus 130.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, that's to me looks. I think. Listen, Gonzalez, he's not going to be able to shut down Njigba, but you don't need to have a game like last week when Njigba, I think, caught like 12 passes or something like that. That's not the type of game that they're going to have. I think they're going to have to rely a little bit more on Kupp and Shaheed and running backs out of the backfield and stuff like that. So I think Kupp has a good chance to go over 4 receptions. And then Rashid Shaheed, like I said, I think he's going to have an explosive play. It could be running the ball because he does take some carries as well. But I have 50 plus on the receptions. That's at plus 350. So I think he had 51 yards last week. I think he'll go over 50 yards. I think there's going to be some sort of trick play. And again, it could be a run, but I'm counting on a pass from Sam Darnold.
But that's 50 yards receiving or 50 yards total?
50 yards receiving.
Okay. 350. That's a lot. That is a lot. My 3 prop bets. If you like the Patriots, you like the Patriots. So right now, it's plus 85. I know they're underdogs, but that is tantalizing. I also have Trayvon Henderson, 2 receptions, just 2 receptions, plus 150. I mean, he doesn't catch a lot of balls, I'm going to be honest with you, but
yeah,
that's all you need, 2.
Listen, I've won a lot with the receptions to running backs this year, but you'd be surprised sometimes where you're like, why the hell can't they just throw a dump off and give the running back a chance to, get out in space? But I can see him getting 2 receptions for sure.
Because I thought that he was going to be the 3rd down back, but because the offensive line has been so bad, they need a blocking back, and he's just not it.
Yeah.
So a lot of the 3rd downs, he's just not in the game.
Right.
So, you take a chance, but plus 150 is pretty good. The other one that I really like is Drake May, 50 rushing yards.
That's a good 150. One. I think he's going to have to make plays with his legs to stay in the game, and I think he'll do that.
Yeah, I think that's the one I like the most. Drake May plus 50 yards rushing. All right, Ron, let's get to our Super Bowl picks. Seattle, New England is basically the home team, but we know this is a neutral. Technically, it's neutral. I do see a lot of Seattle fans migrating. They may have not tickets, but they'll be around the San Francisco area.
Yeah, we were talking earlier offline, 80% of the tickets will go to corporations and stuff. You don't know what you're going to get in terms of fans and how much of a difference that's going to make when it comes to the Super Bowl. But I see both teams, fans of both teams traveling for sure and being maybe not in the stadium, but certainly on the outskirts of the stadium to celebrate.
Oh, yeah. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Okay, Seattle is favored by 4.5. 45.5 is up over and under points total. Ron, what's your prediction?
Well, I already mentioned the 44.5 seems a little bit low to me. I think these teams are going to be able to score. I think there's going to be some trick plays, which is not abnormal for Super Bowl at all. I think it's all out, right? You don't leave any stone untouched. You just open up the playbook as much as possible. So I think both these teams will have a little bit of success offensively. Seattle, I think, like I said, is the better team, just as far as the roster construction and talent on both sides of the ball. I give the edge to coaching to the Patriots, but the final score I have is 31-24, and I'm giving Seattle the win. I just think they are going to be able to move the ball up and down the field. Darnold, I can see, having a 2 or 3 touchdown game. And Njigba is my favorite to get the MVP, despite Gonzalez being on him.
So to get the MVP, he probably needs like over 100 reception, over 100 yards receiving, and probably like 2 touchdowns.
Probably somewhere around there.
I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna go with New England, but I'm actually gonna go under that point total. I have New England winning 24-17. I don't trust Darnold that much. I think that, like I said before, if you play him right, he'll get happy. He might make a mistake here or there. I don't know. I watched a lot of some Tom Darnold, but it was when with the Jets. And with the Jets, you're a rookie. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, he's a completely different player since then.
Since then, and listen, he was in Minnesota and he had a great year, and he's in with Seattle and he had not a great year, but a winning year.
Yeah.
So, and what the Vikings GM just got fired the other day. So I would fire him too if I didn't trust in Darnold and you were like, yeah, let's go with the rookie.
Yeah.
I think Drake May is going to win the MVP, not because he had a great game, because he had one spectacular play, whether his legs, whether it's throwing the ball, whatever the case. I predict that he's going to have one play that's going to be the game changer.
So give me the line for Drake May. What do you think his stats will look like?
He'll hover around 200. I don't think he'll go over that. But I think he'll have 60 rushing yards. He might have 1 TD receiving and 1 TD rushing.
Receiving? You mean passing?
Passing. And
one passing,
and
one
rushing. And I think because of that, he'll get the MVP.
What about turnovers?
1 maybe. And
so 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 1 passing, 1
turnover.
1 turnover.
Because I don't think that he'll get intercepted. I think the fumbles will come up again.
If the Patriots win, I almost feel like it has to be Drake May, right, to win the MVP. Whereas, like, I can see other players stepping up for Seattle to win the game. I just can't see that.
I can see other players for Seattle winning the MVP. I can see
Kupp winning the MVP. I could see Njigba. I can't see Walker because I think the Patriots' run defense will be good, but maybe he can. He's that talented. I could see Darnold. With the Patriots, though, I can only see May.
Because other than May, we don't have any real playmakers.
But yeah, that's why to me, in order for the Patriots to win, May has to have like a 300-yard passing game, like 3 touchdown performance.
See, I don't
has to be agree. Like flawless.
I don't agree because Drake May is not. He I think all season he only had 300 yards once, and that was against lesser opponents. Whatever. This is a good defense. New England has a good defense. I think that the game is going to be really tight, and it's going to come down to like 1 play or 2. Everyone's saying, no, Seattle's going to dominate. I don't think so.
I don't know if Seattle, I think they are capable.
They are very capable.
But I think, like I said, coaching matters, and Vrabel will keep it close.
Not only will he keep it close, he just knows that this roster was not built with home run hitters.
Yeah.
And especially now with Henderson not being himself for some reason. He's just not doing it in the playoffs. I just feel like this is going to be a close game. I feel like, we're going to be like, oh, wow, there's no fireworks in this game. This is the way that Mike Vrabel's. I can see that. But then Josh McDaniels, I can see him running some crazy play.
Yeah.
So
you don't want to get cute in this. I mean, you want to, have some trick plays, yes, but don't get too cute at all.
I feel like we've seen coaches get cute and just backfire.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Especially with a guy who has, like you said, how many turnovers so far in the playoffs? I'm not saying you don't, you have to take risks. This is a Super Bowl. It's all out, like I said, but you can't just be too cute either. It has to be calculated risks that you take.
Yes, it has to be all calculated unless you're like you're getting shut out, and
Right.
then you're like,
You're just like, F it.
yeah, you just throw the kitchen
Right.
sink. But I just don't see that. I see like, Ramondre Stevenson having like, just feed him the ball, like just work that clock to your favor. And I just don't see them giving the ball to Seattle just because.
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna chew that clock when they can, just shorten the game. I feel like, yes, that's Bill Belichick's style, but we're talking about Vrabel.
Yeah. And honestly, who the hell cares what it looks like as long as you win? Doesn't matter how ugly it is, just win the game. That's all that matters.
Yes, just win. And if we get this victory, whoa, I'm gonna have to change a lot of these signs right here. To
You
number
will
7.
officially have passed the Steelers.
The 49ers, I think they have 6
I don't
or
think
5.
49. I think they have 5. Yeah. I think it's just the two of us that have 6.
It's, somebody has to do it, Ron.
Yeah.
That's what the records are made to be broken, Ron. So what do you want to tell the people on Sunday? Because we just found out my brother's going to be in San Francisco. I'm going to have a get together on Sunday, but what are you expecting overall from this game?
I expect a pretty decent high scoring affair. I'm hoping Seattle just doesn't overwhelm them. I don't think they will because of coaching, like I said. But I expect a competitive game. I expect a great halftime show. I'm looking forward to that, which I normally don't. I don't care about halftime really, but I'm happy about this one for sure. So commercials, I probably won't pay too much attention to commercials at all, but listen, it's going to be a great final Sunday of NFL football, so I plan on enjoying it.
Yeah, this is not going to be a high-flying affair. At least I don't think so. This is going to be 2 great coaches, 2 great teams. One is having a magical season, and 2 is like, hey, we are actually doing things by the book, and it's working out.
Yep.
And then we'll have our episode number 150. Wow, that is high.
Yeah.
We'll have our Super Bowl review. And then after that, it'll be season number 6. We'll have a draft and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then,
Back at it.
Yeah. Then it's, what is it, like months of like basketball?
Yeah.
Basketball because...
And a little bit of baseball, I guess.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to talk about that. So there you have it. Ron's going for Seattle. I'm going for New England. Let's see what happens on Sunday. But until we talk again, I say peace.
Peace. All right, that's it, guys. That's the end of the show. Thanks so much for all your support and listening today. If you got any questions, comments, feedback, feel free to email us at simsportsmedia@gmail.com. That's SYMSPORTSMEDIA@gmail.com. Peace.